Today, tough picks. It is April 29th. There is one game on the slate today in the NBA. Memphis versus Minnesota. An absolutely huge game six that we have. I think we can all agree this has been the best series in this first round of these playoffs. Again, I'm making these plays here, these picks on these lines. Underdog Fantasy. Link in the description below to sign up. They will match 100% of your first deposit. Again, this is on iOS and Android. Also, website, which I'm doing it on right now. My personal favorite platform to make these picks. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Because there is only one game on the slate today, I'm going to give you four plays from each team in this game, Memphis versus Minnesota. But let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. So for the first play, I'm going to say John Morant over 9.5 assists. You can see here he's gone over 9.5 assists three other times in this series. The last game, game 5, he hit 9. I had his line in that game, and I was really waiting for that last assist during that game. But he really took over offensively. That's just the way these things go. But I think in game 6 here at Minnesota, John Morant needs to be assertive, really get his teammates involved early. I think 9.5 assists is a play for me with Ja. And then in the same game, I'm going to take Desmond Bain over 1.5 blocks and steals. I think there's a lot of plays here that I like with Desmond Bain. I definitely like over 21.5 points as well. But you can see last game he got 3 blocks, 2 steals, total of 5. And then in game 3, he had 2 and 1. So he's gone over this twice in this 5-game series, now 6 games. But I think here, I like it here. I don't really know how to explain it as far as like why, but I just feel like he's going to be aggressive on the defensive end. He has to, and he's going to be playing tons and tons of minutes here. He's really their second best player offensively, and he plays honestly good defense. I think he plays underrated defense. For like a 6'4" 2 guard. I think 1.5 blocks and steals. I'm taking the over here. The next play, I'm taking Jaren Jackson under 19.5 points in rebounds. Now, you can see his stats here: 12, 5, right, 16, under here, over, and then under. So he's actually only hit the over on this line once in this series. And I think it's because when he's in the game, he's guarding Karl-Anthony Towns. And, he's fouled out. I don't know how many times he's fouled out. He's fouled out a couple times. Yeah, 1, 2. Look at these fouls. 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, and 6. He's fouled out the last 2 games. Has kind of been playing limited minutes. But I think because he has to guard Karl-Anthony Towns, he has to exert so much energy on defense. He's not really worrying about scoring the basketball. I'm easily taking the under here on Jaren Jackson Jr., but at that same time, I'm taking the over on Brandon Clark. Now, Brandon Clark has had a really good series because, he is not in the game when Karl-Anthony Towns is in the game. He's playing, against Jared Vanderbilt. He's playing against the backup bigs, Naz Reid, and he's able to feast. He's playing huge minutes. He's playing more minutes than Jaren Jackson Jr. in this series. 21 and 15, 15 and 5, 20 and 8, 13 and 3, 13 and 12 in this series. Absolutely massive production from him, and he's an underrated player in my opinion on this season. 10 and 5. During the season he wasn't getting crazy minutes, but producing, like, his per 36 is probably insane. So I'm easily taking the over here on Brandon Clark. 23.5 points and rebounds. I think he easily plays 25 minutes. Again, he's not playing in the game against Karl-Anthony Towns. So Jaren Jackson Jr. under, at the same time Brandon Clark over, are 2 plays here for the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, moving over to the Minnesota Timberwolves. All right, well, Karl-Anthony Towns, I've got 2 plays here. I'm taking the over on his points. I think I'm taking the over on his points, but I'll give you the same one too. I'm taking this under on his assists. All right, you can't see him, so I'm taking over 25.5 points, and I'm taking under 2.5 assists. Let's take a look at his game log. All right, so he's hit over 25.5 points 3 times in this series, 15 and 8, both these L's to Memphis. He played horrible, not aggressive at all, and I think social media and things like that probably got to him because last 2 games, 42 minutes, 35 minutes, 33 and 28. He's taking 15, 17 shots. Anytime he takes over, like look at these games, he took 7 shots. This game he took 4 shots. If Karl-Anthony Towns takes at least 15 shots, he's putting up 25 points. Like, his field goal percentage is too high. He can make enough shots around this, all over the court, where I think that's a no-brainer. I think Karl-Anthony Towns gets a lot of hate, just for his, like, the way he acts and things like that. From what I've seen, I don't personally feel that way. I think he feasts tonight. 25.5 points in a must-win game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Over 25.5 points, and then assists. I take the under. You can see here in the assists, he's only gone over twice in this series. 1-1-1. The three other games. I just think he's gonna be looking to score the ball. He's gonna leave the playmaking to D'Angelo Russell, um, Patrick Beverley, and Anthony Edwards. I think Karl-Anthony Towns under 2.5 assists is the play. For those two plays for him. At the same time, I like D'Angelo Russell over. Well, now the play's gone, but I do like him over his. Let's see if it comes back. I liked before this line changed. Let's see. And now the line's gone. All right, so we're not going to do D'Angelo, but if it comes back, I like D'Angelo Russell's over on his assist tonight. Patrick Beverley, I'm taking his under 20.5 points. I just think he has been playing extremely well in this series. Extremely well. You can see, 14-2-5, 17-2-5, 9-3-6. I think 20.5 points is a lot for Patrick Beverley, considering he's not that great of an offensive player. He makes up for it with hustle and just doing a lot of different things. He's really a smaller Swiss Army knife for the Minnesota Timberwolves. But in this game, I think they really rely on their playmakers, D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, and Karl-Anthony Towns. So I don't think Patrick Beverley is going to need to do as much offensively as he maybe has had to do in this series. So I'm taking under 20.5 points, Patrick Beverley. And then finally, I think a player that I really like this entire series, and a player that I think is extremely underrated in the NBA, Jaren Vanderbilt, over 15.5 points and rebounds. He has been playing so well, in my opinion. You can see here, last game he had 6-10, before that 12-8, before that 10-13. These last three games, he's had 32 minutes, 35 minutes, 22 minutes. I just think 15.5 points and rebounds is very doable. I don't think he played that well. Last game he had 6-10. The rebounds are always going to be there. I think he's good for at least 9 or 10 rebounds tonight. If he just gets a few points, he can surely hit this over 15.5 points and rebounds. So those are my picks for today, my plays on these underdog fantasy lines. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about them. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, drop a like on this video as well. I do really appreciate it. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. And as always, have a great day.